I'm Tony Killilea, one of 15 surveyors in the London team, one of 3 people who look after the North London boroughs. I've been in Ordnance Survey 30 years now, working largely in Edinburgh and London, and multiple at times as a surveyor, but 1 or 2 variations which I'll come to further on. I'm going to basically go through what I do very quickly. It's only a brief presentation, don't worry. And how what I do fits into the wider picture of the operations group of Ordnance Survey. There'll be a short video included, and then there'll be questions at the end. One of the 6 business groups, not going to list them all. Operations group, responsible for the collection, collation and quality of data. Key thing is operations group is nationwide. Surveyors, survey officers are widely spread. It's important that we have this national approach to make sure we have consistency in what we do. I mentioned quality. I did spend some time with our quality assurance team 2 years ago, so really working on all contractors' work, making sure that everything that comes into the database, everything that goes out to the customers has gone through quality checks to ensure that quality and consistency. 2 defined parts of operations group. Operations, and operations production. Operations is obviously so good they named it twice. It's basically a key thing there is that operations works closely with all product people to ensure that the customer needs are met as closely as possible, to ensure that what I do on the ground, the data I collect, as closely as possible is relevant and useful to customers. And then operations production is basically my bit. It's about the physical collection of data on the ground. Some big numbers. 460 million records in the National Geospatial Database. Nearly 500 million features. That might be, each feature might be a substation, a post office or a step trip. And that figure is only the tip of the iceberg. Because each one of those records has a load of attribution, loads of more information attached to it, like a capture method, which will give you confidence in the accuracy of the feature, capture date, which will give you confidence in the up-to-dateness, the form and function of each feature. So there are really billions and billions of pieces of information in that database. Up to 10,000 features change daily. Not all of those changes are made by the field of orbits. We also have 2 planes flying around the country on nice days. I presume they're safely tucked up on in the hangar today, capturing photogrammetry for remote sensing people. And data from external sources. Most of our rural survey, most of our rural mapping, and our GSIP, the Geospatial Content Improvement Programme, more of that later. But most of that is done by 4 contractors we have in India and Romania. Now I was lucky enough to visit all 3 contractors in India 2 years ago when I wanted to have this to work with them on 4 separate visits. I was really impressed with the work they're doing. I thought it would be very challenging for them, which it is, but they're learning incredibly quickly and doing a really good job. I mean, all the staff are really highly educated, highly motivated, and really desperate to do a great job for them. 5 regions. Basically, this breakup, it matches the PSMA user groups, Ordnance Survey sales groups to facilitate the smooth interaction between those people. 270 field-based staff. We're actually supported by 115 people in our headquarters in Southampton, head office in Southampton. And 80% of people work from home. More on that later. Onto our core work, based on what we do. A really important one for a field staff there is land registration. We do 20,000 jobs a year for land registry, bespoke basis for them, and we turn those around either within 8 days or sometimes within 3 days. So that's really key when it comes to our planning. It can really mess up our planning if we get a lot of land registry jobs in, but it means we've got to be dynamic and flexible with our planning. Geospatial Content Improvement Programme, and we will speak more about later, won't you? Oh, there you are. Yeah, you can see where we are on the website anyway, so you don't need to listen to me. You can look at the website to see where we are. We've actually finished Redbridge and Newark, a lot more going on at the moment. Whole work continued. I said I've been in Ordnance Survey, as I say, 30 years, and I've seen a heck of a lot of change, as you can imagine. When I started work, maps consisted of lines on paper with some colours surrounding them, you were lucky. Then we started adding on a few new things, but recently it's been a huge culture shift, not just towards moving from paper maps to digital maps, but towards actually moving away from simply doing topo updates. I mean, when it was paper maps, it's all about topo detail. But now there's so much more involved, and there's been that culture shift to moving away from just topo detail. Regarding topo detail, there's just been one aspect of this multi-layered, multifaceted whole. So often hear people talk about data now rather than maps. I mean, I like to hear the word map in there, talk about map data rather than just data, because to me data itself means nothing. But rather than move away from maps, I think we just redefine what a map is. How we plan our work. The top on it there refers to our job planning client, which is a huge database where all our intelligence information comes into. And the second one, the live GIS-powered planning and work management system, well, actually we call it the customer order, which you've got a screenshot of there. A typical week for me will see me start my week by opening up the customer order, updating it, and checking what higher priority work I have. I'll look at my own area and compare that with my teammates' area, with my wider team's area, and see whether I'm overloaded, whether they're overloaded, see whether I stick within my own area, whether I don't help someone else out. A couple of pictures of some areas of work. Actually, they're not at work, they're just posing. Skills actually taking measurements in the open field for some reason, and Tristan at the top. In fact, there's lots more pictures of Tristan on the website. So we'll look at GSIP and Tristan. I think he's on Thomas there. He's actually higher than the GPS receiver there, which probably interferes with the signal. I've got some measures of kind of some tough on there. I've got my tough book down here at the side. And after the event today, if anyone wants to have a look at it, I've brought up the local data with you of the business centre. So play around with that. You can delete it from the map if you don't have the building. You like it. And also, you can see my GNSS kit there, which is real key to what we do with. That's the starting point for most of our survey. See the lady down at the total station, show you where people once she's fixed with her GNSS kit. I was going to suggest if you want afterwards, you could go out and have a play outside with this in the subbook. That's for getting the takers for talking outside today. This is a site we won't see very often, a group of surveyors together in the field. The GNSS kit here has made a survey a one-person operation really. So, I mentioned earlier 80% of staff work at home, so it can be a very lonely and isolating job, which makes it all the more important when we actually get together, talk to each other, communicate on a regular basis. Not just from the point of view of staff morale, which is important enough in itself, but from a business point of view, it's absolutely crucial that we maintain a constant, consistent approach. So we have monthly formal team meetings in the London office where Chris will talk about work priorities, and then we'll often have a best practice session, making sure we're all interpreting the Ordnance Survey specification in the same way, and making sure we're actually adopting a consistent approach. It's actually nice to just come on here and see what other people look like. Prestige sites, I mentioned land registry taking priority. These are really important for us. I mean, particularly in London, we get so many high priority buildings which are going to be on the news, in the media generally. So we need to keep on top of these landmark towers and so on. I'm going to show you one video now. It's made by our East of England team. And it's an area that's very different to what I'm used to working in, but here we go.
I joined the Ordnance Survey in September 1985, straight from Land Registry, and I've been a surveyor in the east of England ever since. I'm a member of the Norfolk Survey team in the east of England, and I look after the northern half of Norfolk. Seeing the amount of erosion here at Haysborough, you might expect to see over a lifetime in just the last few years. The measurements we've been taking on this visit, clearly we've lost about 50 to 60 metres of the cliff. The human impact on the erosion here is clear. As I like to delete each house off map, that's somebody's home, it's their livelihood. They've lost it all as it goes over the edge into the sea. It must be horrible to have to witness. This has obviously caused devastation to the area as the cliff falls away, and some of the houses have now been lost, and I've had to delete those off our mapping. On the flip side though, Hayden now has a surfing bed. The measurements we've taken at this visit, it's clear that the amount of change is way more than we could do by ourselves on foot using our GPS equipment. The storm surge caused major erosion right the way down the Norfolk coast, so I've asked our flying unit to come and capture the area using aerial imagery, and we'll carry out revisions that way. When the marsh floods, the roads close and the houses flood. Businesses have to close until after a long drying out process and a rebuild. The cafe here is 700 metres from the beach normally. As you can see, it flooded to a depth of over a metre. The storm surge tide of the 5th of December took out the beach car park and shingles washed over the marsh and down the road, covering the car park to a depth of up to 2 metres. The day after the big storm we had on the 5th of December, I came along to Crome to see the devastation from the south. The pier had been badly damaged and the prom had been smacked by the intensity of the waves. We actually had the beach hut on the prom ourselves. Looking over the cliff, I looked down and the prom looked clean enough that we got away with it. And on closer inspection, it was a case of everything had been washed away. Our line of huts of which were our house was gone into the sea, and we lost everything in the hut anyway. I always fancied following an ashes tour around Australia. That sounds like great fun. Or maybe 2 weeks in the Maldives. That might be nice too. Is there another job I'd like to do in Ordnance Survey? No, to be honest, I enjoy my surveying. I like visiting different places every day, and I thought having a desk job doesn't really appeal. I guess if I was still doing the job I'm doing now in 5 years' time, that would suit me. I'd be very happy with that.
Okay. Bit different to the work I do in London. Jess stands there, looks out to sea and says, I can remember all this field. More big numbers to throw at you. Yeah, some of those you've seen before. I mentioned the 20,000 London registry cases we turn around each year. I think what these figures show is partly the size of the tasks we have, but also shows a range of tasks we have as well. And finally, Ordnance Survey is committed to developing its staff. All staff have the opportunity to become an associate member of the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors, and we encourage links with your ICS, with the Chartered Institution of Civil Engineering Surveyors and the Association for Geographic Information. An example of how Ordnance Survey is committed to developing its staff, one of the fellow surveyors in London, Claire, started a master's degree in Geographic Information Management 2 weeks ago. So she's very places and hopefully will benefit Ordnance Survey by increasing Ordnance Survey skills and knowledge base. So very positive from that point of view. That was very quick, even quicker than